today. This is the mess that is my desk, all scrap paper. And I'm about to show you what I'm going to do with all this paper. I'm actually going to make a journal. This is a sheet of paper that I was using as scrap, and I decided to use that. So this is just some drawing paper, and I believe it's 11 by 14. How I'm going to make this journal is to glue pages together, but first I want to decorate it. I'm going to make collages on these 3 sheets of paper. I'm going to cut them in half this way, and then I'm going to fold this size to make a journal. I've ripped apart a bunch of papers. I'm going to start gluing down. I'm basically just using a glue stick. Here are the collages that I made with all my scrap papers. This is the last one I did. The thing I think that's cool about this is it's all your own art. So you're using your own stuff other than if you use magazine scraps. That's the second one, and that's the first one. So there are some magazine scraps and some papers here. So now we're going to put together the book, and it's very simple. I know that these are 14 long, and I'm cutting them the short way, but I want to get right at that 7. Okay, so we don't care about what's inside. We don't even want to think about what's inside because that's not the point. And you use your bone folder. Now this is still a little damp. This glue didn't quite dry, so this is why this happened. Now I want all the spines to go toward the back, and you do want to make a nice crease in these. And I'm going to start by gluing. We're going to take this, and I'm just going to glue close as I can to the edge, and then you're going to put the next one. Make sure it opens the right way. So you want the folds to butt up against each other. This is what you're going for right here. And you want these two to be glued together. So you do need to put a book over top of them to get them to stay. So then I'm going to put the next one here. Just make sure the fold is to the back. And this is our last one. Okay, and here's our book. Now I would take heavy stuff until this dries maybe, and put heavy stuff, the book, etc. on top of it. So this is the journal that I just finished. I want to put a cover on it, so I'm going to show you how I'm going to do the cover. So I had this from the back of some paper, and it's just some sturdy cardboard. I save these often. Sometimes they're a lot thicker than this, but this one will work perfectly for this. So I cut it to the size that I want for my journal, and now I'm going to cover it. So it's just cut to this size that I wanted. I'd made it a little bit bigger all the way around, and I have this old paper from Jelly Printing that I'm going to glue on top of this. I think I'm going to kind of glue it right in there. So I'm just going to do a tracing on this side so that I can kind of get it in the same place. And I think I'm just going to use my glue stick. And that should be good. And I'm going to I'm not going to lose sleep over if it doesn't work out perfectly. I'm just going to take my scissors and be kind of messy about it, not worry too much about it because we're going to cover that inside anyway. Okay, and then I cross cut the corners. That's just so that there's not a bulk of paper here. And then I'm going to fold each side down. So I kind of do the ends maybe first, and then you can use your bone folder if you want. And then do this. And this is going to be my cover of of my journal. I do want to glue these down. So I found this nice thick piece of washi. So what you kind of want to do is you want to kind of get halfway with the tape. So I kind of fold it in half and lay it on the book. And all you really need is a little bit on each side because you're going to glue, so it's going to hold it no matter what. So I just cover the binding like this, and that's it. So this is my cover. So what I'm going to do is I've put a piece of paper in here so I don't get glue all over my book. This is just deli paper. I think we're going to use Uhu because it will glue quickly this way. If it doesn't hold at some point down the road, I can re-glue. But it should. Uhu is a more artist grade glue stick, so it should work. So now I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it so there's just the tiniest amount hanging over. And when I'm done here, I'm going to put something heavy on top of this until it dries. So there's one cover. Now I'm going to cut another one. Now you can see how uneven my book is. I'm okay with this. Nothing is ever perfect. It's really hard. I could have just sliced all this off and made it perfect. But I think I'm going to use this as the back side. So I'm going to do the same thing and I'll be back. And then the cover is going to go like so. You just want to make sure you get it all lined up. So I'm going to use the same thing or do the same thing I did last time. I'm actually going to fold this in half so I don't get glue in my book. I'm going to put glue stick all over the back. I kind of have to decide how I want it. I think I want it like this. So now I want to line it up with the one on front, and voila, I have a book cover. This is the front. This is my book. And this is my homemade journal. And I'm going to let it dry. I'm going to put something heavy on top of it, and that's that.